Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Ashlee Escobar, and I'm the owner of Angelic Love and Light. We are here on our YouTube channel, The Wake Up, and it is an extension of our business, Angelic Love and Light, which is a holistic wellness business that helps you to create more balance in your body, mind, and spirit through your healing and wellness journey. Today, we are going to be talking about, we have a new moon on the 17th, and we've got some other transits going on with a few other videos dropping, so make sure to check those episodes out as well. But we are going to talk about the new moon, which some of you may not know how the moon impacts your emotional body every single day, and your moon sign is very important to you. So we're going to get into all the deets, all the specifics, and help you realize what this energy is all about and how you can utilize it in your life moving forward, and what to do with this energy and what it may bring for you. So first, some basics. The moon represents our emotional body. We are made up of mostly water, and so isn't the moon, and it controls our emotional bodies, which humans, spiritual beings having a human experience, react and live from their emotional body quite a bit. So understanding your moon sign and how the lunar cycles impact you is really highly beneficial. Every zodiac rules a planet, or the sun and the moon is ruled by Cancer. So we are in Cancer season. We've got the sun and the moon domicile in its home planet. The moon's not technically a planet, but I'm going to use that wording for right now. It's domicile in its ruling planet, and so that means the energy is enhanced. It is kind of like on steroids, if you will. It's going to impact everybody a little bit differently. There are some collective themes, but it is going to really depend on a few things. I tell everybody to check your moon sign and where that is in your own natal chart. I also let everybody know to check your rising sign. Your rising sign is made up of mostly of your personality. And so the new moon is the start of a new lunar cycle. It represents the new beginnings, the new opportunity, and new possibilities that you actually manifest every day within your thoughts, words, and actions. But before you can create new, you've got to release and get rid of. So it's always a balance between full moon and new moon to do the clearing and the releasing, but also the manifesting. They go hand in hand. If you're doing one without the other, you're not truly maximizing your benefits in the lunar cycle. So you're going to want to release everything pertaining around the Cancer characteristics and the things in your own natal chart that show you, that tell you what you need to work on. So the few days before the new moon, or a full moon, but in this case a new moon, you're going to start feeling your emotional body thinking of things that you're not actually thinking of, surfacing to your subconscious mind. These are hints and clues, guys, to what you need to release and let go of. So depending on, I'm going to give you a very specific degree where 24 degrees is in your natal chart. This is the area of life that may be impacted by this new moon. You're going to want to check out where Cancer is in your chart, because you may be a little bit more emotional or have thoughts surfacing in that area of life. And once again, check out where your moon sign is and see where that is impacting you in that way and those characteristics. So you can see how it would impact everybody a little bit differently, because everybody has a different birth time and birthplace. And being that it's in Cancer, so Cancer, ruled by the moon, also rules the fourth house of your natal chart, which is all about your home, your stability, your family, your inner self, and your connections of what you need to do more to nurture yourself. It also represents that divine mother energy and any mother wounds or mother connections that you need healing from. So the moon is extra romantic and changeable and creative. today in the new moon in Cancer, it's all about the opportunities and new beginnings. So really think of what your emotional body has been presented. Are you thinking of certain things from the past that are also coming up from the other transits that we have going on? There's always multiple energies going on, but you want to really try to target specifically what is happening in the moon area so that you can release and create based off of the moon, and incorporate the other transits, of course, but kind of nail down what is what. So there's a lot of energy. There's some other minor transits that cause bigger reactions with this new moon specifically. There's an opposition with Pluto in Capricorn. So an opposition is never really good, but nothing is good or bad. It just is. So it may be a little bit more challenging. There's heavy energy with the feet in this new moon. And feet actually at an emotional root represent moving forward. Okay, guys, so if you ever have a foot injury, it's about moving forward. Well, a new beginning needs you to move forward from things you are holding on to in the past related around your own emotional body, your own family, your own stability, and your own mother. Okay, being that that's what Cancer represents. So you want to treat yourself to relaxing your feet, taking more hikes in nature, doing foot detoxes, certain things around the feet. There's also a trine with Neptune in Pisces that is adding to that extra energy of moving forward and releasing the things that are consuming you to go over and over and over and keep going back to these same things. We've got to let them go in a different way starting today in order to really truly move forward, or else you're going to keep going back to those same things. Every time you go back, as long as you heal and you surrender and you release a little bit more, you're undoing, you're shedding, you're letting go. So keep it up. It's also a cardinal cross going on today. So there is heightened energy for 4 different zodiac signs. And that's really exciting for all the cardinal signs, Cancers being one of those, Libras, Aries. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the 4th cardinal sign. Is it Gemini? No. Well, anyways, I'm forgetting the 4th one. I'm not perfect and I don't retain all the information always. So tune into, because that emotional body can have paranoia or proanoia. And I don't think enough people know that those are a duality of things. Proanoia is having faith, having this great optimism of not everything is the worst and the worst possibility is going to happen. The fear is that paranoia, and that faith based is that pronoia. And this actually is symbolic for your authentic self and your ego. And the ego needing to have some ego deaths to get to that higher authentic self. My members just had a great group call on this topic. And think of a new moon as an opportunity every single month to rebirth an even higher, deeper version of that higher authentic self. How are you going to bring that energy in and raise your frequency to attract the things you want to if you don't acknowledge and step into that higher self? So you've got to create the vision for your higher power, involving all these things. So some things you may be drawn to at this time, or things that would be good to help you transmute, change the energy, are romance. Spend extra time with your lover. If you don't have a lover, that lover is you, guys. Many people don't realize you're in a relationship with self before you're ever in a great relationship with anybody else. You have to work on you and your partner. You're in a relationship with you, and you may be holding back your romantic relationship, or vice versa. So romance, creativity, it's a great time to do a creative project or a creative activity that's going to make you feel extra creative. And creative ways can happen through art, it can happen through music, it can happen through many different Many different ways. Sorry, there was just a little glitch in the system, so I didn't want you to miss anything. Also, gardening, getting your hands in that Mother Earth energy, the soil. Even if you don't plant anything, maybe you're just going out and picking out the weeds and touching, connecting with those positive ions that the ground holds that represents divine mother energy. Cooking because that's what a mother does. That's what you do in your home. That is what that nurturing energy makes you feel like, pouring love into the food that you are feeding you and your family, and being conscious about what you're eating and putting into your physical vessel. Time in nature, as I already stated, is really great, especially if you're having a lower emotional body on this new moon. That's okay. I tell everybody, I used to be really upset because during new moons, I was born under a new moon, and I used to be really upset because new moons would be harder and more challenging for me. And I had to reframe my mindset on it 2 years ago specifically, because that's when they started getting better for me. I realized that I was more new moon sensitive, but that meant that there was more to be felt and processed and released, and that I'm more high vibing around full moons. And now I feel I'm balanced within those because I did that reframing work, which is huge. Having extra compassion and kindness towards yourself and your dreams. So, all those realistic reality points and your dreams, have compassion and kindness for yourself to know that you can make your dreams come true. They need more than a plan, and they need your actions to support them. And most importantly, your energy body has to match them. Breaking away from anything rigid. Water, Cancer is a water element, so it's all about flow. It does not do rigid, it doesn't do strict very well. So in the areas of life you're being a little bit too rigid and it's impacting your emotional body and you're getting really triggered, you need to actually have compassion for yourself and say, hey, how can I be more flowing in this area of life? I'm going to give you an example. If you're somebody who doesn't realize you are a control freak and you need to know every when and what and how, and don't let the person who guides that flow and just trust in the process, you reaching out to them is going to create more blocks. Just go with the flow. If it's your own appointments, you control those. But if you're in a class, the teacher guides that, guys. So going with the flow is really important. That rigid, stiff energy is not water element and not Cancer element at all. Breaking away and releasing that extreme need for control. There is no need for it when you surrender, because you know you're not in control. You're just living out a plan and a purpose. So there's also a transit with Mars specifically during this new moon, and it's calling our attention to the divine laws. Now, we all are familiar with the laws of society, but many people aren't familiar with the spiritual laws. I always say those are the only laws that I actually obey. I'm a rebel with good intentions, but ask yourself, where are you breaking laws? Where are you gossiping? Where do you owe somebody something? These stem back to divine laws that we have, divine laws and principles that actually take place, and why karma and certain things exist. Because say you're breaking a law, that's going to come back to you. That's part of a specific divine law. If you're gossiping, that's not what's supposed to be happening about each other. You owe somebody something and wonder why you're lacking to receive. Well, you need to give out. That may not be a monetary thing. It may be an object. It may be that somebody gives to you all the time and you're not giving enough. So think of these principles and apply them to your own life and your emotional body. Take responsibility. I think that Cancer energy is a very independent, a hyper independent sign. They are a crab in the zodiac sign and symbolism. That crab is accountable for everything it does. There's nobody else to blame. They don't look outside of them, they look within. So encourage yourself to take your own responsibility for your healing, for your happiness, and your future. The water frequency is actually very cleansing to your soul. and it's going to help you to cleanse the past doings, the past hurts, the past mindsets that are all holding you back, preventing you from getting the new opportunities, the new beginnings, and why you keep repeating vicious cycles over and over in your own seasonal patterns. Don't hang on to anything, clinging on to stuff. When you cling on to a people, place, or thing, that is the fastest way for universe to take it away from you. Water can't hold on to much. Water actually absorbs into different surroundings. Think of a body of water. You can't hold that body of water tight and say, God, don't move anywhere. Water is meant to move. Water is meant to go. Water is meant to grow. Water comes and absorbs what's around it. But you cannot cling and hang on. That is a fear-based, a paranoia, an ego thing to do. When you cling on, you are actually asking universe to have that person, place, thing, mindset taken away from you, and not in the right way. So say you really, really love your spouse, or you're really, really wanting healing with a family member. The more you cling on to it, the less it's going to happen. You've got to surrender as hard as it is and just know everything's going to happen in divine timing as long as you do your part. Think of the wonderful memories that you have. The Cancer mother energy loves to reminisce and think of old times and cherish those memories and moments. Look at old photos. Look at memories on Google Memories or Facebook Memories. Tap into those old experiences so you can appreciate them and be grateful for them, and then release them because they're gone. And focus on creating new memories and moments with those family and people that feel like home to you, without being too codependent on them and without attaching to them. We actually have a law of detachment where we're all connected. So that means I could be friends with Joe Schmo, lose Joe Schmo, I'm still connected with them. Doesn't mean there's any hate. We're all one. We're all one. And that the energy works like that. The new moon is acting like a sifter, okay? You want to sift out to make more room to fill your own cup. We're letting go and sifting out anything that's stagnant, moving away from that nest. I myself had a really unique connection with my mother. And without getting into too much detail, I'm trying to give you a specific example. Me and my mother were kind of codependent on each other for a long time, as whatever relationship it was. And prepping for her death helped me to realize I had everything I needed to leave that nest and to actually fly on my own. Also, during this new moon, know that water signs are very comfortable with crying and the release of tears, and that you are going to feel a little bit more emotional, and be okay with the crying. You may not be comfortable with crying in front of everybody because a lot of people were programmed that it's like a weakness thing. It is not. I took on the mentality of what it represents symbolically. In order to process the feelings that may be coming up for you, you are to feel them and release them, and tears are your emotions releasing through you in a different way, where it's going to help you feel like that breath of fresh air type of feeling. So utilize water energy in your ceremonies, rituals, and routines for new moon. What do I mean by that? Maybe an extra shower or a bath with whatever you're doing for your new moon ceremony. Utilizing ocean, lakes, streams. There's powerful recharging in oceans, but I come from somewhere up north where I didn't have access to the ocean, but I appreciated and loved the lakes, the ponds, the streams, and everything, because no matter what, it's water, so it doesn't have to be an ocean. So some people think since I've moved, like I love the ocean so much. I've always loved the ocean, but I just love water. The ocean isn't any more special than lakes, streams, ponds, or anything else. Water is just a recharging element overall. It doesn't matter what type of water. Creeks also, so that use that healing property of water. You can hydrate yourself and take more caution to your emotional bodies. Make sure you focus on what is actually coming up, and that way you can benefit and maximize from the day's energy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to truly cover in today's energies. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really optimistic transit that it has the ability to help us to give more sensitivity and love and compassion from our heart body, not only to ourselves but to other people. Make sure to set intentions to give, but without overgiving. Cancers tend to overgive, and that's why they'll get emotionally burned out. It took me 24 years to actually feel balanced in my Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon energy. I no longer really resonate with those main parts of what can be the challenging areas of Cancer, because I got them balanced. I don't overgive anymore. I don't burn myself out for other people. I pour into me first. In order to pour into other people, you have to be able to pour out of your own cup. So you've got to kind of check yourself and realize, where am I overgiving? Where am I pouring out so much and not pouring into myself? Now is not the time to be quitting anything of your self-care or creating balance or anything that is for healing and wellness. Those are things that are going to help you. So if you're deciding to give those up or to quit on those, it's not really benefiting you, but maybe universe is guiding you in a lesson that you need to learn that you keep repeating. And you'll learn the next time around. We also have the nodes changing signs today. So there's lots of different energies. In the next few days to come, I want to end with this. In the next few days to come, there's a lot that will be integrating. There's always kind of, during certain months, a lot to integrate. This is why you need balance. This is why you need rest. This is why you need stillness. If you have that in your life, I promise you these transits and these emotional body are not that bad, because you have made the space for it. You're making the time for it. So you're not as burned out. You're not stressed. You're not depressed. You're not anxious. You need the balance. And many people don't know how to do that. So if you're looking how to create more balance in your body, mind, and spirit, and dive into your healing and wellness journey, I would love for you to book a wake-up call with us at our website, angelicloveandlight.org. For now, this is all I have on this episode for the new moon in Cancer. Enjoy it and tap into your Cancer energies. Be a little bit more sensitive. Sensitive is good. Embrace the empath in you. Listen to your intuition and go with the flow today.